So Nogora uploaded a video talking about the state of builds, and in this video he brought up some popular points which I feel like we've all had our opinions on in the past. I've made a video like this before with my I Quit video explaining the state of Deepwoken's combat, but upon seeing this video I'd like to further elaborate on this topic.
But first we have to define what build versus build means. In my opinion, I believe most players would agree that build versus build means it is impossible for one build to knock or kill the other in every single way. Like no matter what, even if they are a better player fundamentally, they can just parry better and everything, they will never kill the other person because their build is better. If you are a better player, if you are fundamentally better at block parrying and dodging, you are going to win. They may do more damage than you, or they may have an easier time hitting you overall because you're using something like a Storm's Eye, etc., something like that. But if you are a better player, you will win.
Now, the problem with this is that usually when people use the term build versus build, they're commonly implying that the main reason why somebody would win is due to their build, their slot. Like, let's say for example, you take a just create a no attunement build, and you put that build against a true dual attunement crit blade build. Even if the player on the just create is better, the crit blade user would still prevail due to how strong his build is. Now, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. If someone's better than another person at the game's mechanics, they should win. But this isn't verse 1 anymore. Things like true combos exist and animation hiding, which makes it impossible to react accordingly. Now, I won't disagree with you that just because someone's build is better doesn't necessarily mean that they will always win. But I would disagree with the notation that if you are more skilled than another player, you will never lose to them. In the era we're in Deepwoken, you have people running around with all sorts of gimmicks that I would classify as unskilled. Using a macro is unskilled. True combos are unskilled. Get out of jail free card, tempo burst is unskilled. I don't see why, after being rewarded for properly chaining my M1s into a flourish, my opponent can simply press G and undo all my hard work. And depending on the type of build they have, I could possibly be stopped from using my tempo burst, which makes for one-sided combat. It's things like that that make people say that Deepwoken is build versus build. There have been plenty of times in Chime I lost to someone that I'm fundamentally better than due to the nature of their build. I've had friends who I used to destroy, and as soon as they made their new build inspired by a random leaderboard player, they're now beating me more than they used to. You no longer have the ability to save yourself mid-combat due to verse 2's parry changes, which makes for missing a single parry, whether through a lag spike or an animation hide, a devastating loss on your behalf.
If you are a better player, you will win.
I disagree with that, and I'm sure a lot of you watching would say the same. There's a reason why Chime builds are referred to themselves as how they are, due to the nature of how easy it is to win with them. You have people asking for the stats of Chime builds, not because they want to try something new, but because they know that recreating the build will help them win. They're aware of how strong the build is, and they want it because it will help them win Chime. Thus the name, Chime build. Now, if they were a good player as you claim, then there would be no reason for them to need these builds. And this obviously is because whether or not how skilled they are, the build versus build agenda will always prevail. Take a look at this conversation. This player talks about losing elo due to not having the right build equipped. He claims that he just wanted to have fun with a different build and because of that he lost. This insinuates that he didn't lose because of his skill, but he lost because he used the wrong build. Further stating that if he had been using a different build, he would have won, which says a lot about the game's current state.
Because you have players like Cladrim whose build is, his build is not good. Like his build is fine, but it could be made a lot better, but he's still able to beat a lot of players, including me, because he is a better player when it comes to parrying.
If you're better than me and you beat me, and then I beat Cladrim, but Cladrim's better than you, then clearly you beat me because of other factors being at play, not because you're fundamentally better than me. This is just an example, I'm not making any claims here, but you get the point.
Build versus build means this. It means I can no longer kill them, but they can kill me because they have a better build. I don't agree with this. I think me and Cladrim are both green arrows. If I'm better, I will win. If he's better, he will win.
Once again, this is false. The only way to truly figure out who is better is if you both fought in the exact same build. Cladrim shaped his build on what he believes would make it stronger, and you do the same for yours. If the two of you have better than average parries and predicting skills, then that leaves it up to the fundamentals. The fundamentals being whose build is just an inch stronger. In conclusion, I believe that skilled players will win a certain amount of times, but not all the time. There will always be some things that you just can't beat due to how unfair, unbalanced, or unskilled it is. In the current state of Deepwoken, skill does not guarantee your victory, which is why builds are all the buzz right now, because your build will ultimately pave your path to success. Let me know what you think in the comments, and later.